is Smerdley. For those of you who like relatively short, concise videos, I'd like to read about 2 paragraphs from this book that I've been reading called Complete and Utter Failure, a celebration of also-rans, runners-up, never-wears, and total flops, written by Neil Steinberg. You ready? I'll read a couple paragraphs. There, how was that? Oh, did I say I was going to read it out loud? All right, I'll read it out loud. This is very funny. Let's see. René Fonck was a French aviator, pushing hard in the mid-1920s to be the first person to fly from New York to Paris non-stop, thus claiming a $25,000 prize offered by businessman Raymond Ortigue. A former World War I ace, Captain Fonck was confident that the prize was his. He convinced aviation pioneer Igor Sikorsky to provide an S-35 triple-engine airplane, the most advanced plane at the time, and at $105,000, also the most expensive. Since such an epic flight deserved a certain degree of magnificence, the interior of the plane was beautified by an interior decorator who added panels of Spanish leather and mahogany walls so that it resembled a tastefully furnished drawing room. Fonck ignored Sikorsky's pleas that the aircraft first be thoroughly stress-tested. With a takeoff weight of 28,000 pounds due to the extra fuel, 10,000 pounds past its design maximum, a stress test might have been a good idea. But to make matters worse, the plane was loaded down with all sorts of optimistic tokens, from a bouquet of orchids for the French president's wife to a full-course celebration dinner for 6, prepared at a New York hotel and packed in vacuum containers so it would still be hot when consumed at the Crillon in Paris. Moments before the departure from Roosevelt Field, on the cold, gray dawn of September 21st, 1926, Fonck was handed yet another gift from a well-wisher. He lifted it in his hands to test the weight, and with a rueful look, placed it aboard the already overloaded plane, according to the New York Times report the next day. Literally burdened with the expectation of success, the plane never became airborne. Its landing gear collapsed during takeoff, and the plane cartwheeled into a gully at the end of the field and burst into flames. The plane's mechanic and radio operator were killed. Fonck and his navigator survived. Later, Fonck summed up the crash by uttering this wrenching expression of Gaelic grief. "It is the misfortune of the air," and he immediately vowed to make his attempt again. Loser! 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 What a loser! I love humor. We'll talk to you later. Bye.